Hey. just gonna make this one a little chill tonight because yeah, my mouth hurts. Anyway, hey everybody, I'm your host Alexander Mejia. It's time for Human Interact After Dark. I think I got a lot to say, or maybe not. But we also have a guest with us too here. Vanessa, tell us about yourself and what are we doing tonight?
Yes, thank you for having me, Alex. And yes, my name is Vanessa, or Vanessaria, is the avatar, video game, whatever.
Writer and contributor on RetroRGB, right?
Yeah, writer and contributor at RetroRGB. Among other things, I've had the distinct privilege of working with, contributing, what have you, to various video game projects out there.
I just misclicked, one of them, I'm sorry. Go ahead, I'm just bringing the music back up. I was like, oh, dang it.
Okay, I totally understand. No, I've had a really fortunate privilege to have been involved in a number of video game related things. And before people kind of knew me working with RetroRGB and writing articles for there, I used to be a community contributor and super tester for wargaming. If many of you are familiar with World of Tanks and World of Warships, something that I used to do before then. And I don't think, a lot of people like that kind of fan base or that base mingles with the RetroRGB. So it's like, two different, completely different things there. But
that's cool though, because when communities meet each other and you've got cool people organizing those communities, sometimes good things can happen.
Absolutely. And one of the things that that helped with was kind of testing and getting experience working with a video game company. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about, I used to co-host a podcast for the World of Warships. And so learned a lot about, kind of doing things, kind of interacting with community, kind of, testing, working with developers. And that kind of helped when I got a privilege, an opportunity to work with the TIE Fighter Total Conversion project here. And I just want to emphasize, I played a really, really microscopic small role on this team. There are people on this team who did everything. I did 0.001%.
It's look, you know what? You contributed towards it, right? And
yeah,
getting a game ship, because this is a full game, which is what's killing me. It takes the effort of thousands of hours of everybody, so.
It absolutely does. And I just want to stress, the team members, like Beeman, one of the team members, literally has been around since the original iteration of the project, in 2001.
Whoa.
I mean, a lot of these modders, like Ace and Tillis, if you're familiar with the XWA XVT modding community, there's some names here that have literally been around since the beginning of the modding community for XWA and for X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter. So it's a really big deal.
Yeah.
We worked hand in hand with the X-Wing upgrade, or the XWA upgrade package, the site that you're on right now.
Mm-hmm.
We worked hand in hand with them, and that in of itself is an amazing mod for XWA. The fact that you literally have a game that you could go, I know the sale just ended, but normally you could get for $3-4 on Good Old Games or on Steam, and you have this complete upgrade patch that you could upgrade the base X-Wing Alliance, which is an amazing game of itself, and then you throw in the TIE Fighter Total Conversion mod, which then you get a whole new game that you're throwing in on top of this. Is the value is, for what you're paying is pretty incredible.
So I think it's probably good to talk about the gaming history from LucasArts. So they created these flight simulators for the ships in Star Wars. You saw them in the movies. It's like, what would they be? What would they work like? And on the PC, they made them full-blown simulators. They weren't just arcade games where it's like you get into a ship and you fly. So you had like energy management. You had buttons and switches you had to hit on the ship to like enable your landing gear, to expand your S foils, like all this stuff. And so, these are hardcore simulators which haven't really been rivaled in a very long time, because as time goes on and as the gaming industry grows, they're like, well, we need to make this, more arcadey and fit on a controller and
more accessible to more people.
Yeah. So I mean, let's look at what are the series called, the flight sim series for Star Wars?
So for Star Wars, it started with the X-Wing, and it is known as the X-Wing series. But really, we need to go to the genesis of that with Lawrence Holland, and that's honestly going to be Secret Weapons of the Luftwaffe. And I think there was one other LucasArts flight sim before that, and these were World War II based flight simulators. And Lawrence Holland and the team kind of took that experience and morphed it into X-Wing. And a little interesting thing about that that I remember reading somewhat within the last month or so, I believe Chris Roberts actually approached LucasArts or the gaming aspect of Lucas Entertainment or Lucasfilms, and wanted to do a Star Wars game, and they more or less turned him away, allegedly. Yes, he went on to make Wing Commander, and then LucasArts internally made X-Wing.
That's really cool. So Chris in the chat here is saying he tried it in VR today and made his head hurt. Yesterday I had a root canal and my head's still hurting, so that's why we're being a little more chill here. So sorry about being a little cagey and like gone yesterday. I was just in a lot of pain the day before, and then I basically just called them up and they emergency did my teeth, or my back tooth. So it's like I got the first step. I got to get more done, but I'm in a healing mode. And what's good though is I take a bunch of Advil, and it just the swelling slowly goes away. So what's gonna end up happening here is I'm kind of pulsating because I slept in. I was like, I'll just sleep before, and I slept in at my alarm. I hate it. I tell Sirius hey, wake me up at 4, and it's like, you mean 4 a.m., right? I have to say 4 p.m. today, and I didn't do that, so I slept in a little bit, and so my medication's still kicking in. Dead God says, it's fun hanging out with you and Ian the other week, and also glad Alex got his mouth fixed. And guess what? Kylo, too, also got his mouth worked on. He's a little chill right now. Kylo, you there?
Yeah, I'm not feeling too hot either. But thanks, Dead God, thanks for that subscription. I just need another 100 of them to pay for the
From downtown.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's Chris with his subscription, Prime for 8 months. That's incredible, dude. Thanks for all those subscriptions, and thanks for helping us out. This is good community. I wouldn't miss this even for a little headache or something. So Vanessa, let's play the intro. Let's get this game started.
Yep, let's do this.
All right. So, so there's a huge pedigree to this series, and it went for a whole decade, and never really done. Even the EA Squadron series, which Squadron reboot game that just came out, it's very arcadey compared to these. So these are like the originals. So I've actually gone through the trouble of installing all the mods and everything on this. It's a process. There's a whole video, but once you have it set up, I was surprised like how smooth this was. So let's go ahead and we'll not skip the intro on this. It's got even like the original art and graphics, and I chose the MIDI soundtrack. I didn't go for the rearranged one, which is cool. You get the choice.
Now, fun thing about that is actually my contribution to the project is the MIDI gear, or all the MIDI sound, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it is the SC55 soundtrack, but
it's not going to be all MIDI.
We will have Aw32 and Gravis Ultrasound very, very soon in the next patch coming.
So that's the crazy thing. It's like y'all folks did like all this work, and then you're like, no, it is not enough. So let's read this. At the Battle of Yavin, rebel terrorists, aided by spies and traitors within the Empire, struck a cowardly blow at the new symbol of the Imperial power, the Death Star. Darth Vader brought swift justice to the rebels by destroying their main base on Hoth. The pitiful remnants of the Alliance have now scattered to the Outer Rim. In the days ahead, the Emperor will call upon the Imperial Navy to eradicate the last vestiges of the rebels and restore law and order to the galaxy. Pretty standard Star Wars stuff.
A little interesting tidbit is there's actually a novel that was written and shipped with the game. And it's also duplicated in the strategy guide.
This is also the original cutscene from the game, and like this was incredible back in the day. And I remember this game came on floppy disks and then later CD-ROM, but the floppy disk had like a speech install or a speech packet to pay for.
It's on the verge of success. Soon, peace and order will be restored throughout the galaxy. Even now, our capable forces, led by Darth Vader, are striking back at the rebel insurgents.
Sounded like, you know.
The rebels are unprepared for our attack. Signal Vice Admiral Thrawn to launch his air squadrons immediately.
But this game came out, what, 1994?
1994 for the floppy disk, and a year later, the CD-ROM collector, or the collector CD-ROM disc, came out, and that is the preferred version that most hardcore TIE Fighter fans like, because it had the iMuse music system, the interactive music streaming audio. And the Windows 95 version, which came out a little later, did away with that. They went with Redbook audio, and so most people don't like it.
So what's also interesting about this is you'll notice a lot of things are in 4:3, but like the game does play in 16:9, and the upgrade that y'all did to the graphics is like incredible. Oh, there we go. Now it's like in a 3D scene. So this is the reimagined version, which is for newbies like me. I have actually played this game back in the day, but man, it's been so long. But there is a classic version too. So I'm gonna blast through the last tutorial mission. Can you give us a kind of like a spiel for classic versus reimagined?
So the classic version is that's the one that I more or less tested. So we had two different beta test teams, and by the way, this is the voice of Angel, our product leader.
Here, I'll let it play for a little bit. It sounds good.
Yeah, he did
You will
really
begin
good.
by destroying a minefield, which is protecting a small rebel outpost. You will disable any craft that attempts to flee from this outpost for capture, so we can interrogate any prisoners on board. However, the rebels will quickly respond to this attack by jumping in a heavy cruiser. You will join our other squadrons in engaging this cruiser and its starfighter complement.
Yeah, full mission briefings.
Watch your shield strength indicator. Always be prepared to break off and recharge when necessary. Remember, a quick shunt of cannon energy can quickly boost shield strength at a critical moment.
And I didn't change the difficulty on this, by the way. I left it at 100% ship strength, and man, I was just like, oh god. But I noticed, at least in these combat training missions, you just respawn anyway indefinitely.
Yeah.
Which is probably one of the changes that's in the reimagined, right?
In your final training mission,
yes,
you will learn how to operate a deflect.
So you want to talk about simulator here. I like this thing, so when I start here, like, I actually have a menu here in the bottom right corner, and I think I can use the mouse to kind of like look around and see my ship, which was not in the original. It was normally like this heads-up display that was baked in there, but this is part of the fan patch, right? Adding these 3D ship holes.
Yes. Now, you also have to remember that this is
away. Located just off the Beltway at exit 7.
Actually, that does work well.
You have to remember that XWA had a lot of this stuff, but it was very bare bones. So this is a combination of the XWA upgrade and the TIE Fighter Total Conversion patch.
Countermeasures have been loaded.
All right.
Now, see, the interesting thing is, I tested the classic version. I actually haven't even touched the reimagined yet. I know, as crazy as that sounds.
Oh, the game's huge, though.
It is. And the countermeasures, you don't get that in classic. That's only in reimagined.
All right, so target hyperbuoy.
And press the space key to enter hyperspace.
Okay, so here we go. It's in our hyperspace. Very Star Wars-esque.
Mm-hmm.
It did not look this good back in '94.
You will now learn to operate a shield system. Your deflector shield strength indicator shows an even.
By the way, one of my other microscopic contributions to the project is the assault gunboat, what you're in right now. It was a lot harder, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's still really hard, but it was a lot harder, and I gave a lot of feedback about the assault gunboat in particular. And so,
is there an external camera that I can show?
Yes. Star key on the.
I don't have those keys on this keyboard. Sorry.
Oh.
I got it reduced.
You could do period. Period will give you the non-cockpit.
Yeah, but this is what it looked like in the original game.
Yeah, that's XWA, what you have right now with the purple HUDs, and then that's added.
All right, so this is the Rebel outpost. I've got lasers here.
Turn and weave constantly.
Yeah, don't fly
straight and level.
Yeah,
Try
so
to aim and fire as you approach. Then start weaving again. A transport has launched the outpost. It may contain fleeing rebels. Intercept it immediately.
I'm just using a regular cans. I don't know which cans I'm supposed to use.
Once you get close, switch your weapon system to.
Oh god, I'm being shot at.
Press the X key. Use them to
Shields in the back.
Notice once you take a hit, your shield strength depletes. To quickly build up shield strength, transfer cannon power using the apostrophe key.
Yep.
This will drain cannon energy, so set the recharge rate of your cannons by using the F9 key. This will further impact your engine power.
Okay, here we go. We're making another shields full of front. And so you do a lot of this like bobbing and weaving while you're like trying to get on there.
Yeah, because you have a minefield. You can target the mines too and take them out.
No, let's just do it this way, the manual way. I also have the secondary cannon. Okay, shields are back.
The blue one is the ion cannon that's made to disable craft.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I forgot that. That was like way back in the day where you had to like, don't blow this, just destroy or disable the craft so we can, do it. So like you'd have missions that'd be like that, like. And so like this is the last training mission. At the beginning one, it was like, here's how you take off and here's how you target things. Yep. But I was glad that was there because that was actually like a really good catch up for me.
No, it's good that we did the tutorial because honestly, I made another big stink about this. It's like, look, you have a lot of people that are going to be getting into this that haven't touched it in years or have never played it at all.
Yeah.
And they're going to go in thinking that it's like Squadrons, and they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah,
You're toast, buddy.
that was really good that you did that. Navik, I'm not dead. I'm good. Will this music get you DMCA'd? No, it's a MIDI.
No, yeah, it's MIDI.
Unless they somehow go and record the game music as a MIDI, and then
Well,
they submit. I mean,
it'd be
they
kind of
possibly could, but I don't think Lucas has done that.
It'd be interesting because all the MIDI was done on real hardware, and the files I did all the files for it. So they would kind of have to take those files that I did.
I mean, if they did a recording too,
yeah,
of from that, they could do it and claim it. They would have the right to claim it.
Gotta love
yeah,
it.
they'd have the.
I asked earlier, but it would be possible to support general MIDI since that people could play the music without a recording.
No, and that's so one of the limitations of XWA is it's still like Redbook audio. Yes, there are actual music files in the game, but they're 8-bit. They're 8-bit sampled, and so they're a low quality sample. And we have like a light iMuse system. It's not the actual iMuse engine, but we have a light version of it, if you will. If their shields are down, you should disable it. I think its system's at 77%. It's
Alright,
hard for me
I'm supposed
see
to
the
disable
numbers.
it.
Well, I would disable it first.
I don't know if the objective is destroy or disable. Well, it's disabled now. Awaiting
so
boarding.
now
Okay,
the-
there we go.
Yeah.
So now I can target these little things that are like shooting at me.
Yep. If you push the R key, it should
Yeah.
target the closest enemy targeting you.
Well, that was lucky. Wait, unknown
Yeah,
enter
so-
hyperspaced.
New 1, have you got a problem following orders?
What do you mean?
So there's a transport that flees.
Oh,
You gotta, yeah.
where is that target? Where is it? Objective. Oh, rebel outpost. I don't have it. Is it gonna fail me because I didn't do this?
Yeah, it jumped to hyperspace.
Am I? Can I still pass this mission
No.
without doing that? So I've got to
Don't think-
quit.
Yep.
Yeah. So that would happen where you would get into these like,
If you see your mission goals right there, you'll see TRN West, I think. It's hard for me to read that.
it says TRN wheat can't be disabled. Outcome
yeah, can't
lost.
be disabled.
Yeah.
So you have to
So how do you exit a mission without killing the whole game?
hit Shift Q
Thank you. Nope. That's
within,
that's a
and
negative.
then
Shift Q
or
doesn't
Control
it?
Q.
Control.
Control Q.
Negative.
Mm,
I could always
you could
crash.
you could head back to the ship and dock with the ship.
Okay.
I thought Control Q.
Oh man, what's he gonna do?
I know. This is always the problem with playing these games like this. It's like there's mission. So these game missions had like specific outcomes for what would make this actually work or what would make this like a success. And there were a lot of like areas where you could be like, well, I'm not gonna win this time. Cannon off.
Yeah,
all
to
engines.
Old School Jay said in chat, the original music with this taking cues and kind of a remix or rearrangement. Yeah, so the original soundtrack for TIE Fighter is more or less a re-amalgamation of the Imperial March. And so a lot of it is just a very triumphant sounding remix or reimagination, if you will, of the Imperial March, and that was kind of the whole soundtrack. And the once you got to X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, they went with Red Book audio.
Fuck it, I'm crashing. Oh, wait, there it is. End of the hangar.
And they did away with the iMuse, the MIDI system. Now, there is a light version of quote-unquote iMuse in this game. And we set it up to where it will play certain...
keep your speed up high and don't fly straight and level any
it will play certain
to get off a shot.
Oh, I can skip the mission.
soundtracks.
Oh,
Well,
that's nice.
I wouldn't skip it, but I mean...
What? I mean,
It's up to
I'm not
me.
a track down. I just got caught up in like talking about the game.
I understand.
It's just like, oh, it was just teaching you like, oh, you need to fight. I've played fighting in these games before. I played these games a lot. That was actually the one thing I remember because that's the one thing you do the most instead of just like doing your attack S foils and doing stuff. So now we can actually show like what the beginning of the game is because they like run you through training, like they have to. Patrol jump point.
This is post-Hoth. Literally like a couple days after the Battle of Hoth.
After the destruction of the Rebels' base on Hoth, we've been experiencing a significant increase in freighter traffic around our outpost D-34. As a result, we will be increasing our patrols around the station, inspecting any and all unknown craft as they enter the area. To accomplish this, target each freighter and transport, then fly close enough for your ship's sensors to determine what cargo the vessel has on board. During inspections, slow your craft down and be extra careful to avoid colliding with one of the large freighters.
We got a lot of
Small
iMuse
TIE
love
fighter
happening in the
cannot
chat right now. I
survive
love
this
it.
type of collision. Should you find any suspicious cargo, we will immediately dispatch transports to disable and board the offending vessel. For this mission, you will be assigned with a TIE Fighter Squadron designated Alpha Group, specifically...
I also think it's funny that the chat's like, this is the most chill I've seen you, and I'm like, I'm just trying not to laugh or like move my mouth
The
too
modified
fast.
Corvette Juno will also be on close patrol around the station.
Also
Should we
hydrating a
come under
lot right
attack,
now.
TIE Interceptor Squadron Delta will remain
Might have
on
to like cut out in the
standby
middle
for
just to hit the
reinforcement
restroom,
request.
but maybe put an ice cube in this thing too. It always feels good to have something cold in my mouth, so.
TIE fighters from Alpha, Beta, and Gamma squadrons will be out on patrol around Outpost D-34.
Yeah,
Alright.
so
Your
I might be
mission is to
getting some
inspect all
voiceovers in a
cargo-carrying
future
vessels
patch.
as they pass
coming
by
up.
our station.
Nevik, I
You might-
just
We are
sorry.
on the
You might
lookout
hear me
for
in the
rebel
game.
forces
That'd be
that are
awesome.
fleeing from their base on
Nevik,
Hoth.
I just had a root canal emergency yesterday, and they just like drilled me. So
TIE
little
fighters
little
from
bit of
Alpha,
pulsing
Beta,
right
and
now,
Gamma
but
squadrons
I'm
will
here
be
for
out
you
on
guys.
patrol around Outpost D-34. Your mission is to inspect all cargo-carrying vessels as they pass by our station.
okay.
We are on the lookout for rebel forces that are fleeing from their base on Hoth.
I'm not on any crazy medication or
Beta,
anything right
Gamma
now.
squadrons will be out.
I'm on like ibuprofen just to keep the swelling down. That's all they give you. They don't give you the heavy stuff anymore until you're like, help. All right, so now I'm in a TIE fighter here. We're gonna inspect some ships pretty easy. Let's launch. Now the thing about flying in a TIE fighter, which really sucks, is basically like 1 or 2 laser hits and you're gone.
It's not like Squadrons.
How many hits do they give you in squadrons? Up. Those guys are flying over each
You
other.
take like quite a few hits in Squadrons,
Entering
which
the area
makes it
near
really,
B-18.
really difficult to process when you're used to the X-Wing series.
Inspect all craft.
Transports requesting permission to pass.
All right, so I got all my mission goals here on the bottom right screen. What's great is I can hit the O button to do objectives. I don't remember that being in the original. I remember you cycling through targets like crazy in TIE Fighter. Oops. Don't want to shoot anybody yet.
So one of the cool things, I'll talk about the differences between Classic and Reimagine. In Classic, so the editor, the mission editor that we have access to, has basically can translate or use all the missions from every X-Wing series game. So the fact we could take it, the mission editor is called Allied, and we can literally take a a mission from the original X-Wing game. We could take a mission from TIE Fighter. We could take a mission from XVT or XWA. We could put it in Allied, and it translates it perfectly. And then brings it back out that we could use it in something else.
Illegal cargo detected on one of the freighters.
And so when we ported, we extracted all the files, every file from the original TIE Fighter.
Oh God, I flew too close.
Transport Sigma is being dispatched to board the freighter.
Yeah, you got to be careful about engines. If you fly behind a big ship with engines, you'll get cooked.
I definitely experienced the cooking.
And so in the classic version, it is literally a one-for-one, if you will, translation of the missions between TIE Fighter and XWA.
And some of them
The only
were
difference is
some of them were bullshit too.
Alert. Rebel starfighters have entered the area.
the
I remember just like giving up on TIE Fighter maybe like 7 or 8 missions in because I was like, this is impossible. Because you had to do all this stuff and then you'd get like one shot viewed by like an X-Wing. It's like, fuck, and and you were 20 minutes into the mission, 30 minutes into the mission.
Yeah, and so one of the differences, if you will, with the classic mode, the mission, everything, the timing, and we've tested it like exhaustively. We have a person on the team, Blazing Firestorm. They've literally lived 24/7.
That's that bullshit I'm talking about right there.
Oh no!
Wait, is that the end of the mission?
The shuttle came out and got you, and gonna have to redo it.
Refly mission, holy crap. Wait, it's not gonna let me spawn more ships like it did in the tutorial?
No. Nope.
Fuck. Wait, it says go to debriefing though. Why am I launching? Wait, this is the mission. Yeah, okay, it's there. Alright, we're doing the mission again. Alright. So this is the thing about the difficulty. I would assume that you'd give like a few lives in this remake. Ugh.
Nope. It's like the original. In the original, if you blew up, you had to refly the mission.
The whole mission, no checkpoints, no nothing, man.
No checkpoints.
Gotta love it.
Answered Starfucks, good luck here. Good luck.
Yep. Pretty much.
Nevik is saying, this makes me wonder why people like flight games. Back in the day, there was no other way to feel like you were a TIE Fighter pilot. And all this simulator stuff made you definitely feel like, dude, I am a TIE Fighter pilot. And then that also made you realize, too, how fragile TIE Fighters were and, like, their strength in numbers. It gave you a better understanding of, like, how the battles were playing out, you know?
Yep. The Rebels are on 3.
Yeah.
But I would go and I would inspect everything else and complete those objectives and then go in and get it.
Well, now that we know which ship it is.
You can kind of strategize out and play out like, okay, it's going to be on this ship. Maybe I should do all the other stuff, then go and get that ship and...
Yeah, well, you start to realize like what the strategy in the game is, basically.
Now, there are... I also need to point this out. Yes, we tried to make it as one-for-one as possible. We did have to do some balance changing. Like earlier when I was talking about the assault gunboat. The assault gunboat in XWA is very, very weak. It is not a good craft to fly. And the fact of the matter is, you weren't... In XWA, you were flying Rebel ships. You weren't flying Imperial. So they didn't really feel the need to, balance and make, the assault gunboat usable from a player's standpoint, because, like, the CPU was the only one who were going to be flying it. So, they didn't really care. And so, there are differences as far as in the engine, where you have, the lasers... the lasers travel much, much quicker in XWA than they do in, TIE Fighter or X-Wing. So there's fundamental differences in the game engine that, yes, we tried to make it as one-for-one as possible, but balance-wise, it's not possible. You know, it's not
Right.
possible to have an absolute 1-for-1 just because the game engine, the differences in the game engine.
Report on primary target.
So one of the things that I learned really quickly in this game is to never basically attack any rebel ships head on in a TIE fighter. Ugh! Because what you want to do is you want to basically get behind him and be like, I have you now.
Yep.
Primary target. Their shields are up. Primary
So the enter key or return key will match speed with the target you're targeting.
Oh,
So
I
that's something
never
that you-
never did that though. Like I
That's
just had the
something that you
throttle
can do.
on the stick and just kind of like, oh, I'm getting close. All right, that's good. Yeah.
Another change in the engine between TIE Fighter and XWA is when you're at 2/3 power, you actually turn faster.
Alpha 2.
Was that in the
Then
original
you can-
game?
No.
Okay.
In the original game, you had the same pitch and roll rate regardless of speed.
Without being inspected.
But in XWA,
Immediately.
Oh shit! They said that a craft didn't get inspected, return to base immediately.
that's why I said you should
Report on primary
go inspect everything, then go
Okay.
inspect that.
Well then, I just die.
Bandit up to 6.
Quicker to do that because I don't think there's a way to quit a mission. Chris wants to know how far could they go this Steam VR implementation. I haven't tested it, and there's no way in hell I'm going to test it today. Not with my head.
Yeah,
way it
I
is.
don't do VR, so any questions about VR, I know nothing about it. I'm sorry. VR is a part of the XWA upgrade package, so, you know, it's implied because that's a part of that package. That's the extent of what I know. I just don't do VR, so I just don't know anything about it.
All right, this is going to be a lot easier next time.
Entering the area.
I feel like I need to balance the audio a little bit better. Like, so if I want to do the music louder and turn down the sound effects, I'll probably just turn on the sound effects. Wow, they've got like
Definitely.
all these engine sound volumes and everything, so it's not like
Yep.
So voice max,
Yep.
and then flight engine music volume. There we go. That's what I need to do. Just turn this up.
You want your TIE fighters screaming?
I just want to be able to hear the music more.
Freighters requesting permission to pass through the...
Wait, I just made the game audio louder. It was the flight engine music volume. So I just want the music up, not the actual sound effects. But the concourse sound effects, that's when you're in the main menu. And then the flight engine exterior sound effects volume. I'm guessing that's like
Mm-hmm.
cockpit interior sound effects. There we go. And then the voice volume max.
TIE Fighter Alpha 2.
There we go. I just want to be able to hear those voices as they come across.
Transports requesting permission to pass through this sector.
All right, so I just got to remember which ship it was. Jesus.
It's the third one.
It's the third one? Okay.
Yeah, I would inspect everything else but that one.
And then
'cause
do that
those
one
freighters,
last. Yeah, they book
Those-
it, man.
The freighter, those that you're looking at right there, they're actually really, really slow. Everything else is a little bit quicker. So
So just don't even do those at all.
yeah, save those last. The third one of that freighter is the one that you that has the rebels on it. But all those other craft are much quicker, and they're going to get to their waypoint and then hyper out.
And then they're like, what are you doing? Because the Empire doesn't fuck around in this timeline.
Yeah, this is definitely peak expanded universe
Uh-oh,
here.
I'm
It's,
doing- There we go. Workers, tools, workers, traders, unknown. There we go. Let's do that one.
Yep. Yeah, I was mentioning earlier, there's a really good companion novel to this game. There was...
Wait, they're entering hyperspace already.
Yep, you gotta be quick.
Hold on. Objective. Unknown. Unknown to Orca. You gotta like target everything in this thing. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Unknown. Okay. Crew. Equipment. Crew. Equipment. Unknown. Unknown. There we go. Man, inspecting this ship takes a while because you have to like.
Yep, each container.
Yeah. All right, hold on. These guys right here. Unknown. You just gotta fly by them, but they did that in the other game too. Come on, which one are you?
If you push the secondary button on your joystick,
Will
not
it
your fire
target the one?
button, but
Yeah, it'll target
yeah,
what's
it
in
will
front of you.
target. Yeah, it will target what's in your reticle if you double tap it.
Thank you. Special cargo found, said refugees. All right, so now I can do these small ships. All right, so see, that's the thing. I'm glad that you're like telling me this stuff here because I'd be like, oh man, this is hard. But it's like you learn those things instinctively. Like they don't tell you to do that. And you don't want to fight too close behind the engine. Up there's the rebels.
Yep.
Warning. Illegal cargo detected on one.
So I basically gotta book it and get all these guys.
Oh yeah, you need to inspect everything.
Transport signaler is being dispatched to board the freighter.
All right, we got a flying flight plan. I forget. I don't remember if this is a good guy or a bad guy though. I'm gonna inspect it really quickly. All right, there's attacking target. There it is. All right, so everybody's inspected. Assist in capturing the rebels. Got it.
Yep. You can attack the freighter if you want, but I would just get ready for the fighters.
Yeah, I know the fighters are gonna come out after me. So I know how to handle the fighters pretty well because I played a lot of flight sim, or at least like a lot of Wing Commander games, and I was really good with the joystick. In fact, I was like, how the heck did I even do this back in the day? Because I remember these missions not being nearly as hard as they are now.
You have to remember that that's what we grew up playing, or at least that's what I grew up playing.
Yeah, like people talk about NES
that's all I
hard,
did.
and there's like TIE Fighter hard, you know, for flight sims.
All I did was flight and space simulators growing up. That's what I played.
Oh, trying to get some water here.
I mean, yes, I played. Oh, you got a full power to your lasers. You're going.
I'm going full attack.
Okay. But I mean, yeah, I had the NES and the SNES and stuff like that. I played a lot of games on there, but the things that always interested me the most was doing flight sims and the simulators, and
it was exciting.
That was always exciting for me. And so when I got my computer and I got X-Wing and I got TIE Fighter and I played Jet Fighter, Jet Fighter 2, Jet Fighter 3, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Combat Flight Simulator eventually after that. All these
son of a
flying
bitch!
games.
God. I was like, I turn around, there's a guy shooting right at me. I'm like, oh shit.
Yep. So the R key tells you who's targeting you.
I always did. That's what I did. I hit R. I'm always using R.
Discovered a freighter full of rebels trying to escape from their base on Hoth.
We're gonna fly it again.
Excellent work.
Wait, it says I've already won the mission.
Fleeing rebels are trying to stick to this sector.
You could pass it if you want.
So wait a second. Fighting the pilots was optional. See, that's what's so cool about this that I like.
Yeah, it's a secondary objective.
I'm okay with that.
The only thing that you have to do to complete a mission is to complete all the primary objectives.
So you're expendable. I mean, like you're not like a person. It's just TIE Fighter pilots, and you're just. It's very Battlefield-esque if that's the case.
You're Marek Stell, the protagonist in the book.
Sophie says task failed successfully. So yeah, I can go on to the next mission. Let's do it.
Yep.
interrogation of the rebel prisoners captured aboard the freighter has revealed that the rebels plan to mount a large assault on our station with help from the Mugari.
Man, they just
Destruction
keeled
of this
over.
station would allow rebel forces to operate freely within this area without challenge. This cannot be permitted. High Command has been made aware of our situation and is sending the Imperial-class Star Destroyer Hammer to reinforce our position. Until the Hammer arrives, all available TIE squadrons will be deployed on defensive patrols along with the modified Corvette Juno, which will be taking a defensive position between the station and the likely point of the rebel assault. You will be flying the TIE fighter designated Alpha 2 along with 3 wingmen. We believe the Mugari to be operating a fleet of Z-95 starfighters, whilst the rebels will be sending in both Y-wings and X-wings. It is likely the Z-95s will try to draw our fighters away from the rebels, so they can attack the station freely. The survival of this station is of utmost priority. Destroy any and all vessels engaging the station with extreme prejudice. In preparation for an assault on the station, all TIE squadrons have been deployed to patrol and defend D-34.
Okay.
All TIE squadrons must destroy any incoming enemy ships before they can destroy our station.
Alright, red
Assume any
alert.
trouble will come from the direction of Buoy 18, where we stopped the smuggled rebel cargo. The modified Corvette Juno will help provide additional starfighter cover during the assault. Our forces must survive until the Imperial-class Star Destroyer Hammer arrives to relieve us.
So this is a survive mission, cheese.
In preparation for an assault on the station, all TIE squadrons have been deployed to patrol and defend.
Alright,
D-34.
so this one is like the gauntlet. I like how they're telling like a
definitely-
story here though.
Definitely attack the Y-wings first.
Oh yeah, because they could blow up the shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's one of the missions where they teach you like, here's how you blow up missiles and stuff that are flying through. And they had missions like that in what do you call it? In Wing Commander, but they were like few and far between.
So just to answer the question, Angel is English, but he's been living in Norway for quite a while. And yes, in Star Wars there is an Imperial accent, if you will.
It's like a transatlantic accent, isn't it?
You learn a bit about it in if you play the Old Republic. They talk about it a little bit in that, but yeah, there is a Imperial style, Imperial way of speaking.
All right, so there's some fighters coming after me that have me targeted.
All squadrons.
There's the Y-wings right over there.
Alpha
So-
squadron, concentrate on targeting enemy bombers.
So I'm
Try
Alpha,
to
right?
destroy any incoming torpedoes before they hit D-34.
Alpha 2.
Okay, so Y-wings first, and then, hey, no big deal, just get shot at. Don't worry, you get hit twice. So there is a mod that I might want to turn on once I get past this mission that gives you, 800% strength? Jeez, our TIE fighter's already blowing up.
They released some hot fixes and bugs, like, things to make it a little easier.
Oh, wow.
So they're launching. Yeah, they're launching
those are torpedoes.
Yeah, they're not attacking you. They're launching torpedoes. So you can intercept those torpedoes, and you definitely want to try
Yeah.
and shoot them down.
What if I get torpedoed in the back? That would be crazy.
It's possible, but unlikely.
Oh my god, this is an all-out assault. I gotta
Yep.
stop those things. Question is that the right thing to do? Also, these things are beefy as heck.
Yep. Think of them like an A-10.
I have you know. They have so many shields. It's crazy. Gold 2. He's going on another bombing run. So another thing you can do too is you can like, shoot them enough and then their AI makes them like kind of like break off from the attack.
You're toast, buddy.
Kind of a weird joy to me. Single modality. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. I'm in the middle fight. right, I'm
Well,
fighting.
you know, that's the thing. That's the
these
thing,
guys,
Chris.
but I shouldn't
is,
be doing that.
This is 3. I'm heavily damaged. Oh no! We've lost 3.
you know, this music, at least for me, has literally been stuck in my head for what, almost 30 years now.
Yeah.
There's not a day that like goes by that like I don't have a piece of the IMU's MIDI music from TIE Fighter like running in my head. Like it's like the music from this game has like never stopped playing for me. It's that impactful, and I'm super elated that I was able to contribute such a small little piece. You know, all using real hardware. You know, capturing this stuff and getting it to James or Lonnie, our main music composer. He's a pretty good composer in of himself, but he took it and got it to where, you know, they wanted it in the game, and put it all together. So hopefully I'll get OPL 3 going.
That'd be pretty
wanted to
cool
use-
because that's how I remember playing the game.
Yeah, I wanted to use the Orpheus, but regretfully there is issues with the actual MIDI files in TIE Fighter because they're not traditional MIDI files in the sense
Oh gosh.
that you have from other. Yeah, you definitely
This
want
is
to.
this is an intense mission.
Yeah.
Jeez. They just like come on in really fast. All right, let's find those Y-Wings. Well, X-Wings can fire them too. I think X-Wings are on bombing missions.
Yep.
Alpha 2, an unnamed shuttle has just appeared near the battle.
Yeah, you want to inspect that if you can.
They said it just disappeared, so I think it's done.
So yeah, the plan is definitely to get OPL 3. That's the next thing that I want to do. It's possible. I wanted to get digital recordings via the Orpheus, but regretfully, any DOS-based MIDI player just does not translate the MIDI files from TIE Fighter properly in order to do it. And then if you go into like Windows 95, with the Orpheus, it uses the onboard crystal chip and not OPL3, and that's just the design of the Orpheus sound card. So there's no way for me to get digital OPL3 recorded off real equipment as it stands right now. But I do have alternative options. I could do analog, because obviously the Gravis Ultrasound was done via analog. So, you know, we're not too worried about it, because I mean, it's low sample rate anyway, and unless you're an absolutely, you know, an audio engineer trained to listen for analog noise,
There might be a few of them in the audience.
I know, but
Just warning
like,
you.
The thing is, like, you're not gonna notice it. Not in a battle like this. This too intense, too much going on, too much noise, like sound effects for you to hear musical analog noise.
Good kill. I do feel like a TIE Fighter pilot, though, where it's just like, you're expendable, you're probably gonna die, protect the Empire, hail Hydra.
Yeah, and that's what Chris, that's what Lonnie was saying. It's like stop worrying about. It's like no one's gonna hear this. Like maybe the like 0.0% will hear, you know, the actual, you know, things going on with it. But you're not. You know, this SC-55 is analog. You know, this was recorded analog. And like, have you heard any analog noise?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
As long as the noise floor is
granted-
low enough, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, stop obsessing over it. I'm like, okay, I know.
Hey, you know, you try to
That's
do
it.
as much as you can, right? You're just trying to get the best work you can.
Yeah, I mean, that's the retro RGB in me, trying to get the best of the best.
Yeah. No, but it's great that, like, there's a community out there, people, like, who care about this, right? And, like, and it shows because, like, you know, this is a quality product, and, like, frankly, if someone were to do like a TIE Fighter HD remake, like this is it. It's
Yeah,
like it's out. It exists.
Yeah.
Get the fan patch.
I mean, it's not complete. Like, I want to stress that. Like, we're still working on it.
It's complete enough though that you can complete the whole critical
yeah.
path and be like, okay, there's a full game here, and you're just adding more to it.
No, classic mode is complete. The entire classic mode is done.
I'm gonna try to get these guys to break off.
Valiant Cheese, to answer your question, so XWA does not use iMuse, but it does have scripting for, play this music track at this time. And so what we did was, we took a lot of the music and we set it up as best as we could.
Wait, did I just lose?
The modified Corvette Juno has been destroyed by the rebel corvettes.
Whoops.
I've got a sergeant firing at me.
Yeah, be careful with those Corvettes. They will shoot you down. So when you see that little green light above your reticle, that means you have a starship shooting at you and a fighter shooting at you.
All right, so I came back. I wish we could just keep playing it. Well, did we successfully fail the mission? No, I don't think so. Valiant Cheese, that's a shame. iMuse is super cool for what I'm hearing. It comes out well, yeah. What's the debriefing say?
Valiant Cheese, we did the best we could.
Concentrate your own
I have every music clip from TIE Fighter, and what we did was we arranged the music clips in a way to represent TIE Fighter as best as possible. And so we do have event triggers in there that will play specific music, clips, just like iMuse would, but it's not an interactive stream of audio like iMuse. It's there's a little delay there. It's kind of a workaround, but it's not perfect. But it beats Redbook audio, and it's the closest thing we have to a modern iMuse.
So really quickly, two things. One, I need to hit the restroom because I just drank like 2 things of water. But 2, what should we do next? Should we play this mission again, or should we... Actually, I feel like I want to turn up my hit points by 8x and put on super noob mode and show like some of those extras that are part of this for modifications.
I mean, sure.
That's what I want. I know I'm not going to get the full experience, but that's what's cool about modding games is you can get the experience you want.
Absolutely.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Can you field questions in chat for a little bit while I...
Yeah, I'm gonna get some water too, but like I'm right by the fridge, so it only takes me a second.
All right. So actually, I'll show that while Vanessa's going for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and back to Concourse. Let's go ahead and quit this game. And I like how everything's kind of Star Wars themed in this. So if I open up the mods, there's the Babu Frick configurator for TIE Fighter here. And how long has this been in development? Like so many years. Vanessa will tell you when she comes back.
Yeah, it's quite a few years that this has been in development. Some of our, like I was saying earlier, like Beeman on our team was on the original TIE Fighter conversion team. So if you remember, back in like 2000, 2001, you could convert XWA to TIE Fighter. And really what it was, the concourse looked like the concourse from TIE Fighter. It took some of the music from TIE Fighter, like the concourse,
I'll be right back. I'm going to let the intro play while I get some water, okay? And you can, and if you have any questions, Vanessaria worked on the team, so can answer a lot of those for you. Go ahead. You go ahead and answer questions while I'll just let the intro play while you're doing that.
Absolutely. Dialogue. What we ended up doing was we put in a lot of the sequences. They just chained together. Because obviously you didn't have that in XWA like you did in TIE Fighter. So a lot of that extra, stuff, whether you're talking to the Secret Order, etc., it's just there. To your question about development, yeah, the team picked up where the old team left off. Beeman was an original member, literally has been working on this for 20 plus years. And Angel, a couple years ago, kind of took control of the project. It was like, we need to get this going. And so over the past couple of years, we kind of built off the framework and the foundation that was laid, 20 years ago, if you will. And getting some help from the rest of the XWA community, like Ace and Tillis, like you'll see names in the credits list of, like, if you've been around XWA, since 99, 2000, if you've been around XVT, and remembered all these people who were big in the modding community then, they're still around, and they're still going. If you look at the X-Wing Alliance upgrade patch, it's been going just as long almost. Like, I remember installing it like in 2001, 2002, and the old iteration of it, and watching it mature over time. And so you couple that together, you couple this project coming in, and you have kind of two projects that are working hand in hand. And this was just kind of the time to release it, and we're still working on it. There's still way more to do.
Sector alert. There are unknown craft entering our area.
So Old School J, we have talked about it, but one of the issues is, we don't want to run afoul of ILM and Disney.
Mickey Mouse,
the
don't
big
fuck
mouse
around.
the big mouse, they kind of, do their thing. So, one of the things that kind of helps us, that, as long as we've spoken with ILM, as long as we keep this clean, we are quote unquote good. So whatever that means. But so engine wise, we wanted to use XWA because it's still out there. You can still go out there and purchase XWA and essentially pay Disney money. So we didn't want an AM2R situation where here is a free standalone that you download and you're not.
I'm getting destroyed right now. I got damaged, and now it's got to repair. I have a chance to maybe get back, but my ship is disabled right now.
Yep. So you were actually hit with an ion cannon. So, yeah.
Why did they disable my ship? Why did they kill me?
But that has been kind of our biggest worry, if you will. But we talked to them. They said keep it clean, whatever that means. So we've been, we just released the game and trying to be as faithful as possible to the original while offering the reimagined mode. All the 3D objects and everything that we have in the game are sourced with permission from the community. The community, each object we've gotten permission from those artists to use them. And the ones that we haven't gotten permission to, we had to pull them and get an alternative 3D object.
TIE fighters don't repair themselves, do they?
I don't know with this mod if it can. Now, in the original TIE Fighter, you had kind of a limited, but it was very, very limited, like incredibly limited.
Yeah, I remember I in a one of the missions where my lasers got disabled in a TIE fighter, and it did get fixed, but it could have been a bomber too.
Yeah. In Old School J, yeah, the XWA, it's a continuation of the same engine from literally, let's be honest, Secret Weapons of the Luftwaffe. It's a continuation from that to X-Wing, to TIE Fighter, to X-Wing versus TIE Fighter and XWA.
Let's restart the mission because this is bad. Even if my ship comes back, I won't have indicators and stuff. How do you restart the mission?
It should be Control Q, but
doesn't work.
Control or Shift Q should end the mission, and then you hit spacebar.
Nope, doesn't give me the option. All it gives me is to exit, return to game, and exit the windows. That's okay. I can just restart this way. It's not a big deal.
That's really weird. That's supposed to. Yeah, that's supposed to work.
In preparation for an assault on the station.
But yeah, the engine-wise, there are still issues. There's the X-axis or G-lock issue. If there's the issue with the engine, and this bug has dated back to literally X-Wing, that if with the vertices, if one object is on this plane and it's heading towards a axis, and it's like on 0 degrees of the x-axis, and like you try and target it and you try and aim at it, your reticle will like drift and won't want to lock on. I've got a video. It's unlisted, but if you really wanted to see it, I could show you the issue. But it's an issue that has persisted with every iteration of the X-Wing game. And those are some of the limitations of the engine, but again, we wanted to keep it, we wanted this to be a mod of a game that you can still purchase. So you're not pirating the game. You're not, we don't take money for this. This is absolutely free. There's no Patreon or anything. It's absolutely, this is just a fan project, bringing this out there for people to enjoy, but you still got to pay for it. The base game.
I think they're firing disabling cannons at me right now. I heard a little bit of it. I'm good though. I totally let like a whole group of things, torpedoes through. Oh god, I'm being shot at. That's scary. Torpedoes are behind me. Oh, there's no way. I'm not gonna get those.
Valiant Cheese, do you feel inspired to work on original projects outside of modding in the future? So, yes and no. I mean, if the opportunity arises, me personally, anything that I can do to contribute to a team, especially of a video game series that I love, yeah, I would love to do that. As far as original work, if there's something that I could do, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not a programmer. I'm not cool like Alex.
Don't call me a programmer either. I'm still a designer. I'm dangerous enough in Blueprints and Unreal for systems design, but that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I have ideas for a game that I've always wanted to work on, but it's just ideas. It's like my contribution to this is a minuscule bit of balancing.
And some music.
It's really just with the assault gunboat. I went to do a lot of super testing and bug tracking in this game, but Blazing Firestorm and some of the other people, they literally lived 24/7 in this game, and with my work schedule, it's like, yeah, no. Everything that I'm finding, they've already found and fixed the bugs. It's like, yeah, okay. I don't. I'll just focus on doing the music, and that was really what I focused on.
I heard someone trying to disable me.
Well, if someone is shooting at you, you'll see on your target reticle, you'll actually see a light flashing. That's when you know someone is shooting at you.
Okay. I'm just trying to scare all these guys off, not even kill them, and then kill the last one, so they don't fire any more missiles. Oh god. I'm being hit by something, but it says no damage, all systems operational. But I got hit. Get that X-Wing that's targeting me.
Yeah, Lonnie, our main sound composer, he did the reimagined soundtrack, and my job was to get recordings off real hardware, because I have every option. And so in the next patch of this game, you should have the option for the AW32, which was all recorded digitally off a real AW32, and the Gravis ultrasound. Hopefully I'll have OPL3 done up in that as well. And I would like to get MT32 as well as the Ensoniq Soundscape. I have an Ensoniq Soundscape, but I've been having issues trying to actually get it installed in DOS and working in DOS. Like the drivers, the DOS drivers and programming that I have for it just not work for whatever reason.
Oh wow. Woo! Woo! Got some hot hands here.
Yeah, you almost took a torpedo to the face there.
I know. I was like, am I doing this tonight? It's Saturday.
But one of my objectives for the project was to have every music option available to the original TIE Fighter available, in this mod. So when you installed and set up your sound options in the original TIE Fighter, you had, General MIDI, or if you will, OPL3. You had the MT32. You had, option, like if you had an SC55, General MIDI with that. You had the Ensoniq Soundscape, the AW32, and Gravis Ultrasound. And so one of my goals for the project was how you remembered hearing TIE Fighter. I wanted that available. So if you played it with OPL3, you were going to have OPL3 and be able to listen to this, with a real OPL3 experience. If you had the Gravis Ultrasound, you set it to the Gravis Ultrasound, and that's how you remember.
I'm getting fired at. That's what that green thing is above, right?
Yes.
I don't know who's firing at me. I'm hitting R. Oh, is it because of I'm in range of the capital ships? Okay, got it.
Yes. That means those Corvettes are shooting their turbo lasers at you.
All right, cool. Well, shit just got real. That means you can't just fly straight and easy for too long.
Nope. You definitely cannot fly too straight. Do you keep it? So, if you see that far green indicator on your reticle, the one green, the capital ships are shooting at you, but the other one you'll see it flashing. When that flashes, that means that a fighter is physically shooting at you at that moment. So you have laser bolts flying at you when you see that.
Yeah, that's when the mission goes south. And by the way, just like staying alive is more important than like actually taking out the torpedoes, because like I want to say there's like hundreds of torpedoes I went through, and when I looked at the big ship over here, the big cheese, it's like shields 42%, and like I've been letting every torpedo through.
We actually had to buff that because there's no way there's coding differences between XWA and the original TIE Fighter. And so in XWA, you have waves of torpedoes like this. And in TIE Fighter, the torpedo waves were not this intense. They were much fewer and more spread out.
So you had to buff that
And so,
to make it
yeah,
work.
that's a difference between TIE Fighter and XWA. And we had to balance around that because some of these missions, like you get in and, you know, if we were to use the regular balance, the regular hit points and stuff like that, that station would already be gone.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, it would have already been gone. And so we had to, you know, we had to change a couple of things to kind of like make it
Oh,
fit.
this is bad. I'm being shot at like crazy here. Yeah, I'm gonna be hit here soon too. I'm gonna rage. Jeez. They're bringing me back, but then it's just like, hey, refly the mission. That's the one thing I wish that this had, that Wing Commander had, was like, oh, you failed the mission. Okay, the story keeps going on.
Now, I would probably turn the difficulty down because XWA, the difficulty curve is much higher than.
Well, I'm going to skip this mission because we've played it 3 times. And how do we go? How do we? Sure, you want to go on leave? How do I set the difficulty?
If you hit escape, it should be in general options there.
So medium. So going easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Tor unlimited ammo. Wow. Oh yeah, that'd probably be pretty good right there. That way you don't have to refuel your rockets and stuff on bombing missions.
You just won't get any points, and you won't be able to see all the secret order stuff. But, yep.
All right. So hold on. If I do, all right, let's turn off unlimited ammo. Back. We should show that. Turn the game.
But in order to get the secret order stuff, you have to do all the secret missions, and they are pretty tough to do.
So this was interesting in the game. I remember you could get like medals and stuff as you leveled up as a fighter pilot. Medals and stuff for work that you did. It's cool that all this stuff is like translated over though.
Yeah, so we have some people on the team who cosplay in the 501st, and they have some pretty good uniforms.
All right, I got one more in me before I need to take a break here.
Our intelligence sources have discovered a major weapons and supplies cargo shipment about to take place between the rebels and the Mugari pirates. Our task.
So if you do classic mode, by the way, you get the original voiceovers.
That's cool.
The rebels are no longer a threat in this sector of space. We are expecting heavy resistance from both Mugari and rebel starfighter forces in the area. As such, both the Imperial Star Destroyer Hammer and the modified frigate Fogger will be spearheading the assault. The Lancer frigates Slicer and Fowler will stay behind at Outpost D-34 to protect it from any further attacks, but we don't believe there is any real threat to the outpost at this time. You will be flying the TIE bomber designated Beta 2 with 3 wingmen.
Alright, let's just take a look at the mission here.
Weapons and supplies about to take place between the Mugari and the rebels. Intelligence believes several freighters, shuttles and transports will be present, escorted by as many as 2 squadrons of enemy fighters. The Imperial Star Destroyer Hammer will lead an attack to destroy this transfer operation, escorted by the modified frigate Fogger. TIE Fighter and Interceptor groups will move to engage and destroy enemy starfighters. Meanwhile, our TIE bombers will take out all enemy cargo-carrying craft. Do not let anyone escape, and be ready for any enemy reinforcements. We have learned the transfer of weapons and...
Take no quarter. Sorry, my mouth is starting to like swell up again, which is not good. So I'm gonna do this mission for a little bit, and then I'm gonna call it an evening. And we're getting close to 7 anyway. Time flies when you play this game. So load warheads. Oh, I've already got warheads, torpedoes. Alright, launch. That's cool that they built all this stuff, though. It's so impressive to me. Okay, so objectives.
Type on a group beta, switch to torpedoes, and engage. Remember though, starships will shoot down your torpedoes. Instead of using an active lock, manually aim and fire. This will help your torpedoes avoid being shot down.
All right. Can I even get over there? Yeah, I need to get some ice cream, Chris. I need to cool off my mouth. It's also getting a little hot in here too. It's we're going through a heat wave here right now, and I think it's getting up to like 100 degrees today in some areas. So I haven't actually been outside all day, so I don't know. I'll just crank up the air conditioning and then just like let it run and then turn it off when we're ready to go. Objectives.
Primary target update. Their shields are out. They have been destroyed.
I'm trying to get to these fighters over here.
Their shields are out. They have been
Yeah, a lot of them are going to get taken out pretty quickly.
Primary target update.
No, I'm trying to go to the capital ships over here. I can't even target them. There's so many targets. You know? Oh, there we go. Hammer. Cargo. Oh, there we go. Freighters.
Primary target update.
So here's the problem. I'm gonna do this, and I'll have to like, because it's a bombing mission, I'm gonna have to like reload all the countermeasures.
Primary target update. They have been destroyed.
Looks like some rebel reinforcements are entering the area.
And I probably shouldn't use torpedoes on those. I should probably just fire them regularly
Primary target update. They have been
and then save
So
it.
those
for
cargo
bigger-
ferries off to your right, they have lasers. They have laser turrets. You need to be careful with them.
primary target.
Yeah.
They have been destroyed.
The Bulgari cargo ships have been eliminated.
Question is really no.
Their shields are out. They have been destroyed.
Okay, so this one's actually pretty easy. I don't know, the missions for some of these, the way that they get balanced. I don't know if these take one or two. Oh, okay, I'm being fired at.
Yeah, they.
Keep your distance.
Keep your distance, okay.
Yeah, they will also destroy your torpedoes too,
Yeah.
because they're shooting at you.
Oh, I'm being shot at. Just gotta wait for it to like not look at me, and then I get dumbfire. Oh no! Disable my systems.
They have been destroyed.
I'm being like destroyed right now. So here's the thing: if I go through
If
here,
you hit the X button, you can not chain fire, but group fire or link and fire 2 torpedoes at once.
damage assessment, targeting computer, 10 seconds. Okay, I'm back. I'm back in the game. But like everything's damaged. I can't see anything. Oh, I win.
Yep.
The rebel cargo ships have been eliminated.
All is good. Enemy craft. All right, mission goals complete. Victory. I just gotta land. Where the heck is it? Because I don't even know what I'm targeting. All right, that's my ship right there. I think that's it. Whoa!
Yeah.
I just
aim
failed
for
upwards.
He's on fire!
Just aim for the big triangle wedge in space.
Redirect engines. Yeah. That's crazy. I got shot at, but I also had like what was it, the 400% ship hull strength. So like that would have been game over in any normal game. Emmy wants some ice cream. I'm gonna get some ice cream after this. This is gonna be like my last mission for me. Sorry, folks. I'm feeling very under the weather right now. I know that I'm like, oh, he looks like he's okay, but it's like, man, like my mouth is throbbing. I need to get out of this hot room. But Vanessaria, thank you. They're so awesome. When you just coming on here and just talking about this. I know I've been wanting to play this for a while, and I just wish that all this stuff didn't. I wish life didn't get in the way of video games.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
All right, that gets you here, and it gets you right here. Oh, it's not feeling great.
Ugh, I'm sorry.
Marshmallows and ice cream.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, like, I feel bad because I wanted to do more with this project, but everyone on it was like, no, you did enough. I'm like, no, I feel like I should do more. And, you know, you always have that constant, like, struggle when
but
you're...
you contributed, you know? And any level of contribution is cool. Like, I mean, like, you know, it's funny where it's like, you didn't have to put me in the credits for that. I did, like, this one little thing. And, like, you know, people do it because, right, it's a team effort for all this stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, here we go. I actually won a mission with a little bit of cheating instead of a lot.
But yeah, I'm extremely proud of this. TIE Fighter is one of my favorite games of all time. It's probably, you know, I always say, oh yeah, you made the secret order.
The secret order of the...
There you go. I've never been into tattoos, but if I ever get a tattoo, it would definitely be the secret order tattoo.
Welcome to the secret order, pilot.
Yeah, you know, I always had to break it down.
Whilst both parties were in the middle of their cargo transfers, we were able to launch our attack. And
I always had to break down, like, you know, my favorite console game of all time is Super Metroid. But my favorite PC game of all time, it's got to be TIE Fighter. Like, I know I love Command & Conquer to death, and that's right up there with TIE Fighter. But there was a period of my life where I would get home from school, and I would play TIE Fighter. And I would play TIE Fighter and maybe some SimCity 2000 and maybe
SimCity,
some Command &
really
Conquer and Descent and MechWarrior 2. There was so many good PC games in the mid-90s, but
it was the golden era.
TIE Fighter, you know, it's not just that. If you want to flip to the camera real quick, I'll show you, which not many people talk about. But here, let me flip this.
Hold on, I gotta rearrange a couple things here.
Also, Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is so good.
Yeah.
So this is here. Let me flip it over to my. No, I see it in real time. I know it's backwards, or no, it's not gonna. Yeah, it shows backwards on mine. It shows forward.
You're good.
This is the strategy guide to TIE Fighter, and in it.
Oh my god, it's like a fucking novel.
Yes, it is. It actually has a novel in this, and there's actually in the game. I've only got like 7 or 8 boxes of TIE Fighter. Nope, not this one.
By the way, really quickly, I know who we're gonna raid. Hope you got your wallets ready, because there's a good cause going on, and we're like gonna catch the very end of it. Encore. It's gonna be great.
This is bundled with TIE Fighter, and this is basically the book. This is more or less a novel that is written. And this goes, it's a companion with the game.
I know, they went super deep on that stuff.
And yeah, Russell DiMaria wrote, did the same thing with the original.
You're pretty far away from the mic, we can't hear you, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep thinking I've got my headphones on this.
No, you're using your nice mic. The one you have to sit down for.
I finally got one of those super nice mics. But yeah, so Russell DiMaria wrote this. Also wrote the one for X-Wing as well, called the X-Wing or Farlander papers. This is the Stell Chronicles. And I hope to talk about it sometime because, you know, all this stuff was written in the golden age of, you know, the expanded universe, what we call the EU and Star Wars.
Yeah.
And so
they were going crazy with it at that time.
all these amazing novels written. You had the Thrawn trilogy, which, everyone was like, oh, this, back then, Thrawn was amazing. And now they're bringing him back in a lot of the newer Star Wars stuff. So it's nice to see, some of these things. But, you had novels written with the video games. And, the mid 90s for a Star Wars fan was amazing.
Lots of
the
good
X-Wing
games,
books.
lots of books.
You had all these, you had Dark Forces and then Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, and the story with Kyle Katarn. You had all these amazing stories. Yes, Old School Jay, funny enough, I have those Plymouth Neon discs somewhere. I've got them somewhere around here. No, that's not it. I've got the floppy disk, that demo for the Dodge Neon crossover thing with TIE Fighter.
Yep.
But yeah, before the prequels came out, even before the redone special edition sequels, you had all these amazing novels. And so, that was when I was the biggest Star Wars fan, is, Dark Forces, TIE Fighter, the X-Wing books, I, Jedi with Corran Horn and the Courtship of Princess Leia. All these amazing novels just really made Star Wars something special. And TIE Fighter was a cornerstone of that.
Yep.
Here is a different perspective of Star Wars that you're not seeing. Yet other games come out like Rebellion, or known as Supremacy in Europe.
But you got to play as the bad guys, and it's like they're real people too,
You had Force Commander as well, which offered, an Imperial perspective. And so you had so many of the, not that Force Commander is an amazing game, but I liked it. But you had all these games. Shadows of the Empire, still one of my favorite novels ever. And just these incredible Star Wars setting that was brought together and made. And it's always been special to me. And, I'm not going to get into new Star Wars, old Star Wars, all that stuff.
Yeah, let's not do that, because that's something that could happen on the Discord. Just saying, we have a pretty cool community here. People that talk about and care about this stuff. So,
absolutely,
that's probably a good transition right there. I do need to cut this short. I'm sorry, my mouth is like throbbing right now. I hide the pain really good. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. I'm your host, Alexander Mejia. This has been Human Interact After Dark. We stream every Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go put something cold in my mouth and chill and watch Games Done Quick, because that's who we're rating. They're raising money for Doctors Without Borders, but it's the I think it's the French one, so it's like something SR.
Yep, Medicine Sans Frontiers.
Yeah, MSR. That's what it is. So I've been watching that all week. That's been a lot of fun, and you guys have some fun. What are they watching right now? What are they playing right now?
I don't know. My partner and I, we love SGDQ, AGDQ, so we watch it often.
Oh, they're getting ready to do Mario 3. This is going to be like one of the highlight runs. Yeah.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah. So is it going to be a race, or is it going to be? I don't know. We're going to take a look here. And it's like, this is almost over.
Mitch Flower Power involved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2 people. A warpless co-op.
That's
Curious
awesome.
how that's going to work. Let's see how that works. Yeah. Some people probably watching the Discord. We're going to raid them. If you've got a couple bucks, throw it their way. It's a really awesome cause. And you can be part of the what are they at? They look like at they're at 2.1 million already. Man, they're going to break the record again. This is insane. Oh, all right. Thanks, folks, for joining us. We'll be here next Saturday. Can I already say what's on the schedule for next Saturday? Actually, we've got a Friday stream too, so let me go look that up really quickly. So next Friday, we're gonna play Secret Agent HD. One of their social people reached out and gave me a key, so I definitely been wanting to play that. I was gonna buy it anyway, but like, hey, free stuff's free stuff, man. And on the Saturday the 17th, you saw one of the people in chat here, Valiant Cheese. We're going to be playing one of his games, Hive Time. Sounds like it's got some interesting things to it, and we'll have more to talk about later in the week. Yeah, Valiant Cheese says, Hive Time, that sounds like it was made by someone very handsome. Are you saying you're very handsome, Valiant Cheese? I haven't actually met you. It'll be our first date.
Is B game?
It's the B game.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
So yeah,
I'm gonna have to check this out.
We've got a lot of stuff that is going to be happening next week. So hopefully nothing worse happens to my teeth. But I was feeling okay at the beginning, but now I'm like, whoa, steady decline. So all right, guys, let's get your chipboards out and let's get our raids going because well, actually, you won't be able to chat unless you've subscribed. But all that money goes to good charity. So let's get this going, guys and gals and everybody. And let's raid. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully, I'll be in much better spirits. Cheers.
Take care, everyone.